So today here we will be discussing about the other storages EBS and the EFS. So yesterday we have discussed the S3 storage. So here all these types will be mainly used in the real time, the S3, EBS and the EFS. So now we are here to understand the unique function of all the three types of storage. Okay, so I think now you have a good knowledge on the S3. So now let us start discussing about the EBS and the EFS. So EBS volumes are persistent. Okay, persistent, that is persistent means non-volatile and permanent. So whatever the data which we are having in the EBS volume, so which will be permanent. Okay, so now if you consider the normal CPU, so here we are having a two type of storage. Let's say RAM and the hard disk. Okay, so in this two, both are the storage type. So in this you will say which one is a permanent storage type in this two. So HDD. So same as like that here, the EBS volume is a permanent volume. So meaning that they can live beyond the life of EC2 instance that they are attached to. So when we are attaching this storage, so let's say here I am having a Linux instance. Okay. If I am having a Linux instance, then I am attaching one EBS volume. Let's say this is /j/SDD. Okay, SD defines the SATA storage or the SSD. Okay, so now here when I am attaching this volume, so even after when I am rebooting my Linux machine, the data available. Okay, the data available in this SDS storage, which will be persistent even after the reboot. So that's what they meant here. And the next one, they are storage. They are network attached storage, meaning they can be attached or detached to or from the various EC2 instances. So what is the meaning of attached and detached? So attached is nothing but in Linux we used to say that attached is nothing but called as the mounting. That is a mount, and detached is nothing but which is the unmount. Okay, so that is where the OS will be the attach and detach is nothing but the OS will be start reading your data when you are attaching your storage device. Okay, when you are detaching it, it means that it will not have the connection with your storage device. That is the detach and the attach. Okay. The next one, however, at a time they can be attached only to one instance. Now let's say if I have the two machines, let's say Linux 1 and I have Linux 2 instance. Okay, when I'm having two instances, so and one EBS volume can be connected only to one instance at a time. So here I cannot have the SDA to connect it both to the Linux 1 and Linux 2, which is not possible. Okay, so since because as per the rule, so here we can able to make a partition. So you can consider this as a partition. So one partition can able to attach only to a one instance. Okay, now let's say if it is a EFS volume. Okay, so this is the EBS. Okay, this is the EBS. Now, if it is a EFS volume, that is the elastic file storage. If it is a EFS volume, we can able to connect. Let's say this is Linux 1, Linux 2, this is Linux 3 instance. Okay, so if it is an EFS volume and one storage where you can able to connect it to the many instances. So that is possible in the EFS. So this is the basic difference between the EBS and the EFS. So where the EFS volume can be shared in more than one instance, and the EBS volume cannot be shared more than one instance. Okay. So this is all about the EBS volume. Okay, so now people used to say that whether you can able to use the EBS the volume to connect to more than one instance. So maybe this may be also an interview question. Okay, so without any confusion, we can say that so it can be connected only to a one instance at a time. Okay, and when it comes to the EFS, so EFS storage capacity is elastic. So elastic in the sense. So what do you mean by elastic here? So let's say when I am connecting, so let's say here I am considering this EFS volume as my FTP server. That is the my file storage server. Okay. So let's say if I'm having if in the initial size if I'm having the size as 10 GB. Okay. So when there is a demand in size, so it will be automatically utilized to 11 GB or so on. That is, when it is needed, it will be automatically increasing the size, and when the files are removed, it will be shrinking with the size. So that is the EFS storage. Here we are using it. But whereas even in the EBS, we can able to increase the size, but that should be done. But that should be done manually. But that should be done manually. But whereas when we are having the EFS, so the auto scaling, we can say that's auto scaling. Auto scaling here it is. So the scaling up your storage. Okay, the scaling up automatically happens in the EFS, and where we need to manually perform it in the EBS. And the next point. So can scale up to the petabytes. So here we have the gigabytes. Okay, and then gigabytes we have the terabytes, and then here we have the petabytes, and above the petabytes here we are also having the zotabytes. So here the storage has not gone to the zotabyte. So here the EFS can able to store volume up to the petabytes. So that is 1024 KB is equal to, that is the 1 GB, and 1024 GB is equal to 1 TB, and 1024 TB is equal to 1 TB. Okay, so this is the standard unit of measurements. Okay, coming to the next one. So can support thousands of concurrent NFS connection. So the concurrent NFS connection means, so here if you can able to add, so for single EFS we are having a limitation. For single EFS here you can able to connect so only the 38 machines. Okay, that is 38 machines in the sense that is you can able to connect 38 instances or the servers. Okay, from this 38 instances you can able to have a number of concurrent connections. That is the transactions which is happening to a EFS. Okay, so EFS can also be called as a network file storage. Okay, this can be also called as a network file storage. So here I am having a central storage device, so where the most of the instances are getting accessed by it.
Arun, I have small query.
Yeah, go ahead.
So 38 instances only can connect to one EFS, right? What about 39 instances, whether it's able to connect or not?
So 39 instance it will not allow. So maximum connection has been established.
Okay. So for EFS also we can able to connect multiple instances, but not more than 39, right?
39 and
Yeah.
also to add more point, so for instances also the maximum number of the EBS volume which you can connect is 38 EBS volume. So while creating the instance, by default one EBS volume will be created. Am I right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so after that also we can able to attach the more number of EBS, and that is limited to the 38 instances. Sorry, 38 volumes.
Okay.
So here we will be seeing in the practical also now. We are creating more than one volume and attaching to it and all those stuffs. So here this supports the network file system NFS version 4. In the NFS here we are having the version 1, 2, 3 and 4. So in the NFS 4 where the file access and the encryptions are the greater in the NFS 4. So where the NFS4 will be also supporting one of a protocol called CIFS. The CIFS is nothing but the Common Internet File Sharing. So where you can able to mount it on the internet file sharing, so through the internet. And the next one, you pay only for the storage you use. So in the EFS, so either you are using the 1 GB or 1.2 GB. So only for that here you are going to pay for that. So that is $0.30 per GB of a storage. So whereas in the EBS, whereas in the EBS, if you are taking it as an 8 GB, so you are going to pay for the total 8 GB. But that is not the case in the EFS. So that is another difference between the EBS and the EFS here. And then application running on the EC2 using the EFS will always have the storage need without having provision, storage, and will get added and shrink. So as I told you, here, when we are using the EFS storage, when the storage wants to be added, it will be adding it automatically. When we are deleting the file, the volume will be getting shrinked automatically, so that it will be charged only for the amount which we are using it. And then it can be accessed by one or more instances at the same time. So this is not available in the EBS. So only one instance can be able to connect. Okay, so where here the more than one instances can be connected. And here the EFS object based storage and not the block based storage. So this is the object based storage in the sense. So here in the block based storage, the block based storage will be faster when compared to the EFS. Okay, so here we can consider these as a block storage and these as the object storage. Okay, so what is the difference between the block storage and the object storage in the sense? So the block storage where it will be mentioned in the tiny bits of the say like 8 bits is equal to 1 byte, okay, and the 8 bytes is equal to 1024 bytes is equal to 1 KB. Okay, so here the terms will be which will be described in the block storage, so that the reading the data into the block storage will be faster when compared to the object storage. Whereas in the object storage the minimum size will be something like the 256 KB. Okay, so when you want to even store a data of 1 KB, where it will be occupying a size of 256 KB. Okay, so the reading the data of 1 KB when it is available in the 256 KB, so where it will slow down the process when compared to the block storage. Okay, so that is, we will be having the block storage as our root for our root volumes. So root volume is nothing but our boot volumes. Okay, so only for the file sharing and the application storage, where we will be using the object storage. So that is the minor differences between the block storage and the object storage. Okay, so now here we are going to do some experiments in the EBS, and then we are going to move into the EFS. Okay, so what are the things which we are going to perform in the EBS now? Okay, so in the EBS volumes, okay, so in the EBS volume we are going to detach, okay, we are going to detach a volume from a, okay, I think I can write it in the, okay. So that is the first one is detach a volume from an instance and attach it to a same instance. So this is the first step which we are going to do. And second thing is detach a volume from an instance and attach it to a different instance. Okay, attach it to a different instance. And the next one is increase the increase the size of a increase the size of a EBS volume for a instance. Okay, so this one also we are going to do it, and then create a EBS volume, create a EBS volume, okay, and attach it to a instance as a secondary volume. Okay, and apart from this, create a create a snapshot create a snapshot is nothing but a something like a buffer. Okay, create a snapshot of a EBS volume, okay, and copy it to a different region. Okay, so these are the 5 tasks which we are going to perform on the EBS for now. Okay, right. Okay, so here, okay, so here you could able to see there are 4 instances are running in my machine. Okay, so that is the some Linux and the some Windows machine. So what is our first task? Detach a volume from an instance and attach it to a same instance. So here, the for your billing information, you will be charged even when your even when your instance is stopped. Okay, the reason here it is, let's say here you can able to see the 4 instances are running, right? So parallelly, so just open another page, okay, and go to the under the EC2, you under the EBS volume, go to the click on the volume. So here you could be able to see the many volumes here. Okay, now here you could be able to see there are 4 volumes in use. Okay, there are 4 volumes in use for the four instances which is running in my region. Okay, and also you should note that everything is running. So everything is running under the North Virginia region, and also we have the storage. Okay, and also we have the storage which are running in the North Virginia region. Okay, and also everything is running in the same data center. So that also needs to be noted down. Everything is running under the same data center. Right. So now here we are going to perform the detach and attachment of a volume to a instance. Now let's say I'm going to stop this instance that is shutting down. Okay, I'm going to stop this instance, and by the way, you can able to see parallelly. So one volume which will become as a unavailable from the in use. Okay, so now if you refresh it here, okay, so is it stopped? Still running. We have stopped it, right? Note that when your instance are stopped, any data in the agreement storage will be lost. Yes, stop it. Okay, now it's getting stopped. Okay, so when the service has become to this stop status, here we can able to detach it. If you are trying to detach it in the middle, where you cannot able to detach it. Okay, now I can able to see the instance status stop. Okay, so now what we can do here it is, so though we are having the many volumes here, so here we will be finding it hard to find out which instance belongs to the which the volume. Okay, so for that case here we need to create the key pair value, that is the tagging. Okay, so that is here we need to make the tagging here. So if you are making the tagging, so it will be easy to identify the instances. Now say for an example, okay, so here I'm going to filter it out by using the Linux 1. Okay, so here I could able to figure out the server with the Linux 1 and the Pepsi keyword. Now same as like that here, when I'm making it as the Linux 1, okay, and the Pepsi. So here I could able to say find the respective volume name. Okay. So in that way, even if you are not naming it the volume, you can able to find out your respective volume by this way. Okay, and after that also you can able to name it as Pepsi Linux 1 Pepsi. Okay, so Pepsi is my project name and Linux 1 is my server name. Therefore, my convenience, I'm having this. Right. So now you can able to remove the filtration and you can able to see that. Okay. So now the server is in the stop status. Okay. So now people will think that when the server is stopped, it will not go for the billing. Yes. EC2 will not, for EC2 you will not be charged. Okay, so here in this case for EC2 you will be not charged, but when you are when you are having your EBS volume live, that is in use, you will be charged. Okay, so that is when your EBS volume is in the live, you will be charged for that. So what we need to do here is, so detach your volume. Okay, detach your volume from your instance. So then it becomes the from the in use to the available. So by default, it will be having the 8 GB of size for every instances. So that is the minimum. If you are trying to make the volume of 7 GB or 8 GB, which will not accept it, and you can go more than the 8 GB. Okay, so now you can able to see the Linux 1 Pepsi volume has become to the available state. Okay, so here according to the billing here it is, even in the available state you will be charged for that. So what you need to do here it is, you need to delete the volume. So only when you are deleting the volume you will be not charged for that. Okay, so now here we are going to start the instance, that is the Linux 1 instance. So now here we don't have the volume attached. So now let me start it and let's see the error message. Are you sure you want to start the instance? Yes. So what it says, invalid value for the instance ID. Instance does not have a volume attached at the root. Okay, so this is the device name. Device name, or I can say it as a partition name. /j/xvda. Okay, even in Linux we use the same partition name. /j/sda1, sda2, sda3 or sda1, something like that. Okay, so now it says so the instance is not connected to this instance. Okay, so now, so even if you give the command to start it, it cannot get started because the volume or the partition is not connected to this instance. So now let us connect it. Okay, so now go to the volume page and now click on action and click on attach volume. Okay, now it will ask to which instance you want to add it. Okay, Okay, so in this storage, that is in this data center, I'm having the four instances. These three instances are running. So only this one is stopped. So by having a name, I can able to easily point out Linux one Pepsi. Okay, so for this instance, this volume is going to get connected. Okay, so here the one thing which we need to monitor carefully here it is, we used to do the problem at the starting. So what is the device name here, guys? What is the device name?
SDF, SDF,
SDF. Okay, so
SDF.
yeah, so when we are attaching, when we are reattaching the volume to an instance, the device name used to get changes. Okay, if you are trying to attach your volume as it is, okay, you will be getting a error. Okay, see now you are trying to attach it. Okay, so now which will become in use. Now just try whether you are able to start it. You cannot able to start it. Why? Now this instance is having a property that the root partition name is /j/xvda. Okay, so you should have the partition in this name, only then your instance will get started. Okay, so now what you need to do is go there and detach the volume again, detach the volume again, and you should rename it and you need to attach it again. So now it has become to the available state. Go to action, attach the volume, okay, to which instance, the one which is not running, and here you need to make it as xvda. Okay, as per the information which we are having in the instance which we are going to connect. Okay, now click on attach. Okay, now it is in use. Now try to launch your instance. Now your instance is getting started. Okay, so this is an important notification which we need to note down when you are detaching a volume and when you are attaching a volume. Okay, so how you can able to find those information? So under the instance property, so here you will be having something called as the root device. Okay, so from here you can able to find your device name. So just /j/xvda. So now the instance will get started and you can able to work on it. So this is the task which we have done. So detach a volume and from an instance and attach it to the same instance. So now here what we are going to do here it is detach a volume from an instance and attach it to a different instance. So before doing that, here I would like to name it for the Linux 2 instance here. No. So now I am going to detach the volume from the Linux 2. Okay. So here for the second task I am going to detach the volume from the Linux 2. Instance state, let it stop. Okay, so let it get stopped. Okay. Okay, right. So it has stopped now. Now what I'm going to do here it is, so I'm going to detach the volume. This is Linux 2.6. Okay. So now here I have detached the volume from the Linux 2, which you could be able to see. Okay. So now here I'm also going to detach it from the Linux 1. Let's say I'm going to attach it into the Linux 1. So now here the Linux 2 volume which has been detached. So here I'm going to attach it to the instance. So that is the Linux 1. Okay. So now let me start this. So we have detached it from the Linux 2 and we have attached it to the Linux 1 here. Okay. So now, so I have detached it from Linux 2 and I have attached it to Linux 1. So can you guys able to see here? Can you guys can
Yes,
you
we are.
yeah yeah.
Yes,
Is able to see here that is the two partition has been added to a Linux 1 machine, and in this here it is mentioning what is the root device and what is the additional device, that is what is the primary volume and what is the secondary volume. See, if you consider the any Linux machine, so here also I can show you. So let me start my Linux machine in parallel, so let it run. Okay. Okay. So this is the second task which we are having it. So any doubts in this two scenarios, guys? Detach a volume from mention and attach it to the same mention, and detach a volume from mention and attach it to a different mentions. So that is here, an instance can able to have connected to a only one instance which has been paired to it. Okay, it can also have more than one volume. Okay, when it is not paired with anyone. So that is here. So how many volumes are attached with the instance here? Now, right now,
two,
two.
two,
So what is the maximum?
38.
38. Okay. So this is the one property which we can able to look into it. And the next one here it is increase the size of the EBS volume for an instance. Okay. Now let's say now both the devices are having a 8 GB, right? So here I want to increase the size. Here I want to increase the size of the EBS volume. So when I want to increase the size of a EBS volume in Linux 2, go to actions. Okay, click on
Modify volume.
modify volume. So currently here I have 8. Let me make it as 20. Okay. So make sure by doing all these changes you are flushing off your configuration at the end of the day. Else you may get some the billings here. Okay. So the 20 GB. Okay. And then here you are having so for this SSD device IOPS. IOPS is nothing but input output operation per second. Okay, input output operation per second. That is the read and writing speed for this particular storage type. Okay, and then now click on the modify. Yes. So kindly refresh it. So now here you could be able to see the volume size has been increased to 20. So here I'm performing through the manual intervention. So when the space is needed, it is not growing automatically. So only manually we are increasing the size of it. Okay, so that can be done by through this way. So that is increase the size of the EBS volume for an instance. Next one, create a EBS volume. Create a EBS volume and attach it to an instance as a secondary volume. Okay. Now here, in the previous section, we were attaching the volume which has been detached from the another one, right? So in the first case, what is that? The Linux one instance was running and it was having the EVS volume 1, and the Linux 2 instance was running. For this here we were having the volume 2. In the first case what we did is initially it was attached, and then we have detached it. We have detached it, and again we have attached the volume. Okay, and the second thing is detach a volume from an instance and attach it to a different instance. Okay, so here in the volume 2 initially it was attached, and what we did is we have detached from the Linux 2, and then we have attached it to the Linux 1 volume, that is by this way. So the Linux 1 volume was having the two volumes, that is volume 1 and volume 2. So which you can also able to have a look on this side. So that is the Linux 1 is having the two partitions. Okay, so that's what we did in the second task. So in the third task, what we did is we have increased the volume size. We have increased the volume size from 8 GB to the 20 GB. Okay, right. And what is the fourth task which we are going to perform? Create a EBS volume and attach it to an instance as a secondary volume. Let's say apart from these two volume, I am going to attach some third volume. Okay, so why we are in need of different volumes attaching to it. Let's say when each volume is having an 8 GB, so totally it is 24, right? Totally it is 24. Instead of having the 24 GB of volume into the three different volumes, why cannot I have a 50 GB of volume in a single storage, right? So instead of having instead of having foods in the three different boxes, instead of having that food in the different boxes, even I can have the same content within the one different box, right? But here the thing is the content, the food will be different. Let's say if here I can have some rices, here I can have some burgers, and here I can have some noodles. Okay, what will happen if I mix all the three into a single different box? So where all the content will get collapsed. So same as like that here. In the volume 1 here I will be having some OS file. In volume 2, let's say here I am having the volume for my Oracle configuration, and volume 3 here I am having for my SAP configuration. Okay, so let's say when there is a problem in SAP, what I can do is when I'm having a problem with my SAP application, I can just detach. detach your volume, that is when it is attached, when the SAP application is working on the volume 3, when it is having some issues, just detach the volume from your instance and work with the rest of the instance. So this is the reason why we are having the different volumes connected to a particular instance rather than having the total size into a single volume. Okay, right. So now here we are going to create a volume and we are going to attach it to a instance. Okay, create a volume and attach it to a instance as a secondary volume. So go to, so here click on create volume. Okay, so here, so what is the size which you need? Let's say I would need of 10 GB would be enough. On which data center? Okay, so currently in North Virginia, 6 data centers are there. So in which data center which you need? Okay, if you want to have a snapshot ID. Okay, if you want the snapshot ID, you can be able to choose it. Okay, and click on the create volume. Okay, so now the volume is created. So it is a good habit to have the name key value tag. So this is the one which we have created now. Okay, so that is the 10 GB. Okay, what I can say, that is the new volume. I can make it as new volume. Okay, so now it is in the available state. Okay, so now I would like to attach the volume to a instance which I would like to go ahead. Let's say I want to attach it to the Linux 1 machine. So go to the instances and just refresh it and check. So now here you could be able to see the root device is 1 and the block devices are 3. Okay. So XDVA is the root partition and the SDF and the SDG are your secondary volumes. Okay. So this is how we attach the extra volumes when it is needed for a particular instances. So here I am going to show you the same thing in your normal Linux machine. So this is the Red Hat server, my local machine. So here, once you have entered into any Linux server, so here you could be able to give a command called df-h. Okay, so which will show the partition information which is currently available on your machine. Okay, my server is cool. Okay. So here you could be able to see many partitions here, right? Here you could be able to see the many partitions here. So //j/dev shm/run/sysconfig/boot and /run. So same thing. Say something like this here. We are having the different volumes connected to our instances by this way. So from this here we can able to create as many as directories and as many as the mounting point here. Okay. So do you guys have any doubts till this? That is still the fourth one. Creating a EBS volume and attaching it to an instance of a secondary volume.
No.
Okay, right. So let me proceed with the creating a snapshot. So here, creating a snapshot of backup of EBS volume and copy to a different region. So why we will be in need of it? Okay, why we will be in need of it, or at what situation we will be in need of it. Now let's say, okay, okay, let's say you are having some volume. Okay, you are having some volume which is hosted in the what is that, which is hosted in the US Virginia region. Okay, which is hosted in the Virginia region. Now after the instance is running, let's say I am detaching the volume. Okay, I want to attach this volume where into the Mumbai data centers. Okay, into the Mumbai data center for one of the instance. For one of the instance I want to attach it. So here for that what I will be doing here it is, I cannot able to directly detach this volume and I cannot able to attach it. Okay, so instead I need to convert these into a snapshot. Okay, where I need to convert these into a snapshot, and then the snapshot needs to be converted, the snapshot needs to be copied. Okay, the snapshot needs to be copied to the Mumbai, one of the data center. Okay, one of the data center. Once it is available in the Mumbai data center, then I can able to attach it to the respective instances. Okay, so this is how we can able to migrate, okay, the data migration or a volume migration from one region to the other region, which we can able to do it. Okay, so directly in the volume format, which we cannot able to perform it from region to region. So create it as a snapshot, okay, and then move it to a region where it is required. So here, that's what here we are going to perform it. Okay, so go to the volumes. Okay, now consider this new volume. I am taking a snapshot of this new volume. Okay, so actions. Okay, create a snapshot. Okay, so now here you could able to see we don't have an option to copy it. Okay, so create a snapshot, and the snapshot description which you can give it as a backup of new volume. Okay, if you want to add the tag, you can add it. So snapshot is created, that is the current backup. Okay, the backup of your current volume. So what are the changes which you have done in your partition right now? So here we have taken a backup. Now click on the snapshot. Okay, so here we have the two snapshot. This is the one which we have taken it, right? Backup new volume. Okay, backup new volume. So here I am selecting the backup new volume. Click on the action and go to, okay, go to copy. Okay, so to which region you want to copy your volume, that is your snapshot. Let's say Mumbai or Singapore, whatever it is. Okay, let's say I want to copy to the Singapore region. Okay, so here your description will be having your volume name. Okay, and if you want to rename it, or if you want to change it, you can change it. So here it will be having the main information is this snapshot is from which region. So this snapshot is from the US East 1 region, and the volume name was backup new volume 1. Okay, and copy it. So snapshot has been copied to the Singapore, and which is in progress, in progress now. Okay, so after 2 or 3 minutes, so change your the data center to Singapore. Okay, so under the Singapore data center, go to your a snapshot services page and check whether you have got it. So currently now I am in the snapshot. Okay, so now here you could be able to see the snapshot which is available now here, which is of the same size of the 10 GB, and the description is as we have seen. Okay, that is from US East 1, and the name would be is backup new volume. Okay, So that is how we are exporting exporting our snapshot from one region to the other region. Create a snapshot of create a create a snapshot from EBS volume, and rather than my copy or export, okay, export it to a different region. Okay, right. So this is what we have performed now. Okay. So now, so let's take some 20 minutes of 20 or 30 minutes of time and perform all these steps. And after that, we will go with the EFS. Okay. So then you will be feeling comfortable when working on the EFS again. Okay. So here we are having the same method of workaround for the EFS 2. Okay. So shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now here we are going to perform the network file sharing in a common board, but according to the AWS, here we are going to perform the EFS configuration, which will be mounted on the two Linux instances. So that is, so here I am going to create a one volume. Okay, that is one EFS volume. So the one EFS volume is going to get attached into the two different into the two different instances. That is, let's say the Linux 1 and the into the Linux 2 instance. So here, by doing this, what we can able to achieve. So let's say if I'm creating a file called a DB server in the Linux one, if I'm creating a file called a DB server, the same file can also be accessed from the Linux 2 server. Okay, so this is something like the NFS, that is the network file sharing. Okay, so this is what we are going to do it. So when we are performing it, so the EFS should be in the same data center. That is the it should be in the same AZ, so that you can able to access the data from the same instances. That is, should be in the same AZ. So this is what here we are going to perform now. So before that, so click on the services and just type it as EFS. Okay. So go to create file system. Okay, and select the VPC in which VPC here you want to create it. Like right now I am having some 5 VPC, Apollo, Raphone, Matu, Pepsi. Okay, I want to create it under the Pepsi VPC region. Okay, and here when I select the Pepsi region, let's say here this VPC is having the 6 data center. Okay, it is having the 3 data center, or in other words I can say it as it is having the 3 subnets. In this way also I can say. Okay, so I'm going to have all these 3 availability zones in my EFS. Okay, next step. Okay, if you want to add any tags, you can able to make it. Let's say this is the Pepsi file server. FS. Okay, Pepsi file server. Okay, and then next step. So here my volume is going to deploy in the 3 different data centers. Okay. So create file system. So in 2 minutes, a file system which is common to these 3 data centers, so which will be created. Okay, and now you could able to see now this is in the creating state. Okay, once it is created, we can able to check whether we can able to access it or not. How we can able to access it or not. Now here I am going to open the instances which is available in this 2 states. that is in the EC2 instance under the Pepsi VPC. Okay, under the Pepsi VPC, here I have these two instances. Okay, see this is this is because why we are pointing to the same VPC in the sense. Now let's say if you are okay, so now say this is the Pepsi VPC. Okay, this is the Muthoot VPC. In my account, I will be having many VPCs, right? I will be having many VPCs. So in Muthoot, I am having the six data centers. Under the Muthoot account, I am having 6 data centers. But whereas in Pepsi, we were having only the 3 data centers. And now, if I am creating the EFS file system under this one, okay, if I am creating a file system under this Pepsi VPC, what is the file system name which I have given? Pepsi FS. So this is the file system name which I have given. Okay. So now when I'm creating the EFS under the Pepsi VPC, if I'm trying to access, okay, if I'm trying to access from the Muthoot, okay, if I'm trying to access from the Muthoot, which is not possible at all. Okay, by default. Okay, by default this is not possible. But here to overcome this, here we are having another concept called as the VPC peering. Okay, by default we cannot able to access the data from one VPC to another VPC, but it is possible when we enable the VPC peering connection between the two VPCs. So that data can be transferred from one VPC to the another VPC. Okay, right. So now, in the meantime, when the file system is getting ready, so still it is in the creating status. Okay. So now what I'm going to do here it is I'm going to log in into my machines. So one machine IP is one machine IP is this one. Sorry, I think I have not copied properly. 35, 34 something and okay. So the reason the same IP has been copied. Okay. So here, when the VPC, when the network file sharing is available within your VPC network, the servers also should be within the same VPC. So that here we can able to access your network file sharing. Okay. If it is in the different VPC, where we cannot able to access it. So now here I'm going to log in with this instances. So if you want to verify, you can verify the same. Load visiting this. Something wrong in the VPC or network ADC. Let me check if there is any firewall settings have been not allowing my machine to access. Network access control, Pepsi, inbound routes, SSH okay, outbound routes, fine. This is the Pepsi machine, right? Yes. EC2 iPhone user. My God. Key authentication. EC2 iPhone user. So login as for that sudo user, this as a root user, and one more server, the second server. Right click, new session, IP. Guys, if you are having any doubts in my procedure, what I'm doing here is you can ask me, so that only you can able to do it on your own when you are practicing it. So here I am connecting to the two different servers, EC2-user and then sudo-su. Sorry, sudo-su. Okay, right. So here we have connected to the two servers, so which is are in the same VPC. So you can also able to verify from its private IP 10.0.1.232, 10.0.1.227. Okay, right. So here, so right now you could be able to see when you give the df finish, only 3 partitions are available, and here also you could be able to see only 3 partitions are available. Okay, so once our file system is created, I'm going to mount the file system here. Where is my EFS file system? EFS. The one I have created it now, that's EFS. Okay, it's available now. So you could be able to see which is in the available state. So how to mount this? So we need the address of this VPC, right? We need the address of this EFS. So here you can click on the Amazon EC2 mount instructions. Okay, for mounting it. So you can so for the NFS client. So here we are going to access this NFS mount from the client machines. Okay, so copy this command and just first paste it in your in a notepad. So before that, so try to create a directory called EFS. Okay, try to create a directory called EFS so that you can able to mount it. So this is something called as a mount point. Okay, so this is something like a directory. So now in the both the machines I need to create. So this is your current path, the /root. Okay, since you are having the access to root, you can able to make it this as a /EFS. Okay, your mount point is /EFS. Okay, so okay, I don't want to confuse you. So let it be as a EFS. So create a directory as. So right now when I check, I don't have any directories here. I'm going to create a directory called EFS. I'm sorry, EFS. Okay, let me remove the EFD. Okay, so now you could able to see the one directory called as EFS has been created, so which is going to perform as a mount point. Okay, now copy this whole command. Okay, right, and paste it here. So now if it is mounted, when you are giving the df-h, it should show here. So previously when we are checking it, it was not there, right? So now the file system, the network file system has been mounted. So now I can use it from this path, that is /root/efs. Now mount the same file system in your another machine also. That is, make a directory called EFS first. Okay. Now can you able to see the partitions, that is the EFS? No, only 3 partitions are there. Now here I am going to mount it. So for mounting it, copy the same command. So your mounting directory can be with any name, not only EFS. Even you can have your name also. But make sure it is a common among the servers. Okay. So now here also I have mounted. So these are the 2 servers which I am having it. Let's say now here I am going to so now currently go inside the EFS directory. Currently I don't have any files here, and here also I don't have any files here. Okay, under my network file sharing. Here I am going to create a 3 files called Dinesh, Shankar, and let's say Bose. So these are the 3 empty files which I have created it. Okay, now check whether you can able to access the same file from this machine. See here. So this is how the network file system will work from the creation, deploying it into the particular machine, and we can verify it by this way. The files which have been created in this server, that is 227 server, I can able to access from the 232, and even if I create any files here, now here I am going to try to access it from the other machine. Okay. So now if you want to detach it, let's say I don't want to use this network file sharing, then you can go for a command called umount, that is unmounting, mount /root/vfs. Okay, so come out of the directory and try the same. Okay, now check it out. So in AWS Word, I can say that this partition has been detached, and if you want to attach it again, go with the same command which you have used for mounting it. So you can attach it and you can able to check it once again. Okay, so by this way the EFS will be working. And now here coming on to the points again. So here we should know the differences here as mainly. So now here you can able to compare it. So the differences between the Amazon S3, EFS and the EBS. So it can be publicly accessible, right? So the S3 doesn't need a VPC, but whereas the EFS available accessible via the several EC2 machines and the AWS services, and this EBS volume can be accessible through the EC2 machines and the database machine, that is the relational database services. And this will be also can be worked as a web interface, and EFS also can be used for the web interface and the file system interface. The one which we have used is the file system interface, and the EBS will be used only for the file system interface. And here both the S3 and the EFS is the object storage, and only the Amazon EBS is the block storage. So where this will be used as a root device. Okay. to have the fast transfer speed of the reading and writing the data. Okay, so this is S3 is easily scalable. EFS also easily scalable, and why it is hardly scalable? Because here we need to do the manual scaling it. Here you have increased your EBS volume from 8 GB to 20 GB. So that is it. The S3 is slower than the EBS and the EFS, and EFS is faster than the S3 and the EBS, and EBS is the most faster in the S3 and the AFS. So here I can able to say, so this is most faster, and the EFS is the less faster, and S3 is the third one. So it depends on the type of application which we use, and based on that you can able to choose your respective storages. So this is good for storing your backups alone, okay? And this is good for shareable application. So here we have made the shareable objects in the EFS and good for the workloads. And this is the EBS is mainly meant to be for the EC2 drive or the RDS drive, okay? And about the EBS snapshot, okay? So this EBS snapshot. So EBS snapshot or point in time backups of the EBS volume which we have done and which are stored in the S3. See here we don't have any manual procedure to get stored in S3, but by default it will be stored in the backend, it will be stored in the S3 bucket. When we are converting from a volume to a snapshot. So it is incremental in nature. So here, whatever the differences which we are having in the volumes, which we can be able to take it as a snapshot. So it stores only the recent changes from the last snapshot. So here from the snapshot also we can be able to create it as a volume. So what we have seen in the Shankar's missions. So from the snapshot also you can be able to create it as a volume, and you can attach this volume to a particular instances. And if your original volume is deleted, we can recover it from the snapshot. Okay, you can able to recover it from a snapshot only if you have created the snapshot. If you have not created a snapshot, then you cannot be able to recover it. Okay, so by default, no snapshot will be created, but you need to in a position to create a snapshot for your volume. If it is deleted, you can able to regain it. The snapshot should occur during the non-productive hours to avoid the degraded performance of the EBS. So don't create a snapshot during the peak hours, so which will affect the performance of your EBS volume. That is the primary one. Okay, so mainly which is used for the big data analytics, the EBS snapshot, and the media processing and the web serving and the content management. So for all these cases, mainly this EBS snapshot is used when the data is very case sensitive. Okay, so you can you can able to practice the okay. If you want to practice for the EFS, I can wait. So what do you say, guys? Or if you want to practice it tomorrow. So I'm done for the day. So will you be trying it now or tomorrow for the EFS?
You can